Hi, this is Ms. Crane, and I'm going to show you a quick video on how to do a ricochet. We're going to start off with a 4" by 4" square, and it does need to be exactly 4 inches for this to work. Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start off by talking about the measurements on a ruler. We're going to start by, most people start with 1 inch, but starting on 1 inch on a 4" by 4" square is just going to be too tight. So we're actually going to start down here, and that is just 1/4 or 1/4 down your ruler, and you can mark it if that helps you. But if there's 16 millimeters in 1 inch, then -4 from 16 would be 12. So we're going to start with 12 millimeters. Okay, we're going to start and come over here and go right from the corner. We're going to mark our 12 millimeter. And then we're going to go from this corner, which I'm going to put a little star in. That'll help us stay in the same place, if I can talk. And then we're going to go from that corner to our measurement. And hopefully I can do this while holding my phone. Okay. Then we're going to go and do that again. We're going to do it 4 times because that's what a ricochet is. It's going to go boom, 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 boom. Okay? So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to measure that length again, the 12 millimeters. And I'm going to go from the corner again. It is important to get it lined up accurately. If I can get my ruler not to move. There we go. And then I'm going to come over and do the same wall. Okay, so each time what we're going to be doing is we're going to be counting down. So if I'm starting with 12 millimeters and I'm going around 4 times, then the next row of 4 is going to be 10 millimeters. Ooh, I can't hold the ruler at the same time as draw, apparently. Okay, then I'm going to come down here and do it again. But this time, did you notice that I am not going to go past or through the line? Sorry if that's a wobbly video. Gosh, that's horrible. Let's set this down and erase. Okay. Once we've gone around 4 times, we're going to start marking down our ruler, and I think it's easiest to mark it down on here. So I'll erase that mark on my ruler, so that way I can get it down, and I'm going to count down by 2. And so if I was at 12, so if I go 2 lines behind that, then I'm going to be at 10, because half of a inch is 6. If we got 16 is 8. So whatever is easiest for you, but we did this one at 12 millimeters. Okay, and then we're going to come up and do the next one at 10. We're going to go from this corner to there. That's going to be 10 millimeters. Okay, and then we're going to come over from the corner. And go around 4 times. Okay, so do you see what we're doing so far? And again. So it is important that you're doing the same measurement each time. And if it looks like one of your rows got too wide or too narrow, you just need to stop and remeasure and fix it. That is important. Okay, but each time, if you notice, we are not going past the last one. Now your square in the center is not going to end up being a perfect square because these lines are going to get shorter because they're laying on top of your last line. So your square in the center is going to end up becoming like a squished parallelogram, like a squished square, okay? And when you have to overlap in the center to go a fourth time, that means you need to stop on the ricochet, okay? So now if we went to 10, now we're going to go down to 8. And we're just going to keep going. So that's going to be our half-inch mark, right? Always make sure you come from the corner with the measurement, because if I did it differently, then it's going to mess up my link. Okay. Starting to maybe figure out the trick of holding my ruler while holding my phone. Okay, now if you're not sure if you're going around the right amount of times, you can just stop and count, right? Because if I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, oh, I didn't go to here. So I've got to come over and measure and put that one. So I've got a third line in that measurement. Okay, and then you're going to keep counting down. So I'd like for you at least to get to probably 4 millimeters is what I would like to probably have. And then you're going to, once you're counting down, then you're going to go and color in every other. And I always go and put a mark in the ones that I'm going to color. So I start with the outside row first, and I'm going to end up coloring that in, and then I'm going to skip and go to the next one. Also, coloring this in for the practice is going to help make sure that you understand that you went around the right amount of times. But if you notice, it looks like it's starting to twist. And using a extra fine tip like this is going to be very helpful for sharpening this in. Now on the demo practice, you don't have to do that. But this is going to be what you need to get into these tiny little spaces down here. And I would definitely use a ruler while you're trying to Sharpie, because you know how we have a tendency to get out of the lines. So I would go in fine tip Sharpie the outline of every line and then fill it in, and then it'll be a lot easier for you to stay in the lines. Okay, so you're going to color these in, these every other ones, and when you get down to 4 millimeters, I'm going to put a little note here for you, go to 4 millimeters in the center 4 times, all the way down to 4, counting down by 2, then you should be good. So we got 12, 10, 8, then you're going to do 6 4 times, and then 4 4 times, and then color every other one to be done with this demo. Now for doing the off art ball, we're going to do a circle, and I'm going to set down my phone for just a second so that I can draw it. So you could use something to trace it with. If you got like a tape deck at home, you could trace a circle. And then I want it to at least be, golf ball size or bigger for the demo grade. And then you're going to start off by doing a cross in the middle. Now, if you want it to be exactly in the center, you can. If you want to find the exact center, you just need to measure to get the circumference, or when you're using this to make your circle, or the compass like this to make your circle, then you can just mark it with that hole in the middle to find where your center is. But it doesn't really matter if you have it exactly centered. The important thing is that you have to have a cross. You're drawing, dividing it. I'm going to do one like a little bit lower so you can kind of see what it looks like when it's lower. But you can do it in the center or quite off the center. It doesn't really matter. Now the important thing is with the op art ball is that none of these lines that I'm going to draw are going to touch, and they're going to be all slightly curved lines. So what that means is that as I'm starting to draw this one, I'm going to have these slightly curved lines evenly spaced that don't touch down here and they don't touch up here. Okay? And then I'm going to keep going. Slightly curved lines. Okay? And then I'm going to go and do the other side. Now, if it's easier for you to turn this around, do whatever is easiest for you. Of course, why we do it in pencil, so that if we get really off or it's really spaced apart or uneven, we can go back and fix that. Now we're going to turn and we're going to go from this side curving, not touching. Okay? Go and do the other side, going the other direction from your straight line. So do you see how those straight lines are important, that cross? That's like a reference point to where we curve going the opposite direction each time. But it's a slightly curved line, okay? Then you're going to go and color in every other one. I start in the center so I don't get off, and I just go catty corner here. It's like checkerboard pattern, right? And you're going to fill those in. And you will end up going and filling those in with your fine tip Sharpie. But I would definitely mark them with a pencil before you go fine tip Sharpie them, because it's like once you put it in there, you can't erase it. Okay, and so that's how easy it is to do the op art ball. And this one is the basic Ricochet. Hopefully this helps, and you guys are back at school soon for the Ricochet op art, and the big sheets of paper of cardstock are in the office for you to pick up. So have a good one. See you soon.